People underestimate how you can use your platform to go from one situation from another. Take Antonio Brown, for example. I mean, he just finessed himself out of the Oakland Raiders, probably one of the worst franchises in NFL, to go to an immediate contender and instantly make them Super Bowl favorites. And people don't understand how underrated it is to use social media or whatever your platform is to get from one place to another. In this video, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I'm going to be using my social media platform to tell you guys about some underrated decks of this format that you should be playing. Hopefully, you'll Antonio Brown these decks into a better situation inside of the format. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, I present to you the most underrated decks for the September 2019 format.
Finesse, he not even a top 5 receiver, man.
What?
Yeah, nah, not even close.
No.
Nah.
AB.
Nuh-uh.
Antonio Brown.
For the trash.
What?
Trash.
What?
I was sad that you said that. I feel bad for you.
The first underrated strategy we have to talk about has to start with my boy, Dinos. Now, Dinos actually have a funky interaction with Nibiru. Since Nibiru doesn't tribute as cost and it tributes as a part of an effect, Miscellaneous Ceres is easily a star of the deck, preventing all of your dinosaur monsters from being tributed, and if your opponent can't tribute monsters on the field, then Nibiru won't be able to summon itself. You can even use this defensively, using Miscellaneous Ceres on your opponent's turn, and then after they summon 5 monsters, giving an opportunity to use Nibiru to tribute all of their monsters and keep your own. Dinosaurs could be really powerful. On top of that, you have 3 different variants, whether you're using Lost World, True King Dino, or your Shadow variants. You can always have a mix of a different Dino deck to play. I think that Dinos are really good, as long as Ultimate Conductor Tyranno exists, allowing you to prevent your opponent from making those link boards, but also amazing at breaking boards, being able to attack at every single one of your opponent's monsters once each. The deck will still be powerful. The next strategy is the cover strategy. Burning Abyss is extremely strong, ladies and gentlemen, and damn Dante, back at it again. As long as the Forbidden List keeps on ignoring Dante, well, it'll come back even more powerful than before. Yes, the deck is weak to cards like Nibiru and Dark Ruler no more if you guys decide to go the all monster variant, but you get so much reward playing Earth Burning Abyss. Abusing monsters like Block Dragon, which allows you to manipulate your graveyard, summon a Dragon Ruler to your side of the field, which is really weird that it isn't once per turn, to be able to gain advantage when it's into the graveyard when you make huge link plays. The real MVP of this strategy is Fossil Pachycephalo. Try saying this card's name 5 times fast. Fossil Pachycephalo, Fossil Pachycephalo, Fossil Pachycephalo, I got the 3, ladies and gentlemen. Fossil Pachycephalo prevents both players from special summoning, but that's not really a problem for you because you're surrounded by talent. Having Block Dragon as its manager, Mech Knight Crusadia Abermax preventing them from attacking into your Fossil Pachycephalo, and also a Beatrice as his lovely sidekick for extra disruption. Burning Abyss is still really powerful into this format, and while playing against cards like Nibiru and Dark Ruler no more are a little problematic, the deck is still too strong. So let me get this straight. 837 receptions, 11,207 yards, 74 touchdowns in 8 years, and he's not top 5.
Correct.
And he's not a good receiver.
Right.
What the hell does it take to be a good receiver?
Big damn good receiver.
What? Mech Knight have access to one of the best secret techs in the format due to Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. Not only can this card set up 2 cards in the same column to follow up with your Mech Knight Blue Sky, it also allows you to prevent your opponent from special summoning. The only bad thing is going against Solomon Grade and Orcust. They might be able to use the Nightmare Corruptor Ibli for their own plays. Solomon Great Balinx is really good. You just gave it to him for free. And being able to make their own Nightmare Mermaid to give it right back to you is also problematic. Well, just prevent them from special summoning, forehead. Mech Knights are one of the very few decks that can extra link your opponent without extra linking your opponent. using Iron Dragon to Mayatin to fulfill both columns, meaning that your opponent won't be able to special summon the opposite monster column that they have, as well as having a Nightmare Corruptor Ibly on their side of the field, preventing them from doing anything except for normal summoning, or I guess tribute summoning. You can put them in a pretty bad bind. Mech Knights also excel in slower paced formats because back row is just everywhere. That's just free columns to be able to spell summon your Mech Knight cards for free. And we haven't even started talking about their World Legacy cards, which allows you to gain monsters, spells, or traps depending on which one you play. Mech Knights are really good in this format. I wouldn't be surprised if they start winning more events because of it. Hey, does anybody know what time it is? You know what time it is?
Time to duel.
What I was really looking for is it's high noon. And every time I hear that, I think of two things: Overwatch and Magical Musketeers. Magical Musketeers excel with their new card, Magical Musketeer Max, allowing you to gain advantage if your opponent is playing a back row heavy deck, meaning you can outpace them with monsters, or if they're having that break my board situation, well, you can gain spell and trap cards, Magical Musketeer cards from your deck to your hand to help you break the board. Your Disruption Magical Musket cards can be activated from the hand, meaning that you're not going to lose to cards like Cosmic Cyclone and Twin Twisters. You can go ahead and activate your cards as long as you control a Magical Musket card to disrupt your opponent. Magical Musketeers definitely have a spot in the meta, and when the meta is a lot slower like it is now, they can thrive and be very dominant. Okay, since apparently I don't know what a good receiver is, who's your top 5?
Let me think about that. So, Michael Thomas.
Debate. I mean, okay, I feel that.
Rico from Walmart.
Lil Rico?
Yeah, Lil Rico.
Oh, he doesn't even play football.
Yeah, he do.
Whatever. Anyways, you're being
my
ignorant.
brother?
Your brother.
Yeah.
Your brother's better than Antonio Brown. Your brother and Rico.
Yeah, he runs it forever, so he OG.
It's 40 times a forever. Okay, for sure.
And LeBron James.
He's a basketball player.
He can play ball.
You know what? He's the greatest of all time. Keep going.
And then the kitchen staff at Denny's, man, they be.
Well, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Cut! Heroes play multiple search cards that allow you to play through disruptions. Cards like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring won't be able to stymie this deck for too long, as if you negate one avenue, heroes will always find another avenue to get out their cards. I feel like Master Hero Dark Law should be enough, seriously. In a format where so many decks are reliant on the graveyard, Master Hero Dark Law simply just says no. But if that weren't enough to make a case for an underrated deck, then you have Vision Hero Trinity, which makes itself 5,000 attack and can attack every single one of your opponent's monsters. Heroes themselves can play quite a few disruptions in a slower format. The engine is a little too big to put in other strategies, but it's small enough for you to be able to play cards like hand traps or just regular traps to be able to prevent your opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! If you play Protect the Castle Dark Law deck, you could probably sneak a few wins just punishing your opponent for being so reliant on the graveyard. The last strategy. This strategy flows like water. Its rituals like beast. It's hot on these streets, bro. Okay, it's not Ritual Beast, but it is Necros. Necros have some unique properties being a ritual-based deck. The first thing is that it will probably never summon more than 5 times. So Nibiru is completely out of the question. And then the next thing, Dark Ruler No More, doesn't really hurt the deck either. You want to know why? I'll give you guys a little secret. This deck can play with no cards on the field, like completely 0 cards on the field at the end of their starting turn, because Necros are built a little different. The first hand trap deck that doesn't necessarily need to have cards on the field, it just outgrinds your opponent. In a slower based format, Necros thrive because using monsters like Trishula against those control decks over and over again can deplete the resources enough for you to be able to go for game. And if that happens to fail, well, I mean, there's always a Borg the Mega Monarch that can rip off almost the entirety of your opponent's extra deck while sending cards like Totally Awesome or Herald of Arclight to the graveyard for you to recur or search resources. You also have Vanity's Ruler, which prevents your opponent from special summoning. Talk about unfair, especially seeing that in this Necros strategy, Vanity's Ruler is searchable. So you think Rico from Walmart and your brother that runs the Forever is a better receiver, not even the fast brother, the slow brother that runs the Forever 40 is better than Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And it's because of his attitude.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
His attitude plays his game.
Okay, but I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna ask all my subscribers this. If you know about football, would you rather play for Derek Carr or Tom Brady? Exactly. Would you do all that to go play with Tom Brady? Case in point, September, you got a sub now. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you guys know, it is September, so if you guys want to see me eat Oreos with Sprite, let's try to get to 70,000 subscribers before the end of the month. I also want to take this time to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons, as well as our newest Patreons, Darius and Keith. Welcome to the clan. Make sure you add yourself to that Discord, as well as message me so I can get you the top dog so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.